Hold up.
Every day I wake up, wake your ass up.
The Breakfast Club.
Y'all finished or y'all done?
We are the Breakfast
Couldn't
Club.
start off the show with nothing faster, Envy? You
Yeah.
start off with residuals? You that depressed that the Giants got their ass kicked last night?
Well, first of all, I don't pick the music on the show. And
Man, you
second
got to
of
make
all,
up your mind whether or not you pick the music on the
I
show.
don't
Sometimes
pick the
you tell
music.
people you do, sometimes you
No,
tell people
I
you
don't. I never say I pick the music on the show. I always say I don't pick the music on the show because I don't.
You're a liar.
Now, sometimes we do an audible and we just put records in, but we don't pick the music on the show.
Well, I just want Chris Brown to know if he ain't getting them residuals yet, he ain't getting them now.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't care how many times he play the song every hour.
Let's get in some front page news, y'all. Now, start off with sports. Yes, the Giants got spanked last night. Our record is 2-11, and we should just keep losing. Let's just try to get the number one pick. I don't even know who the number one pick is going to be this year, but it's just disgusting. The
Well,
Patriots
don't wish that on nobody. Why would you want
33-15.
somebody to have to come play for the Giants? Don't wish that on
That
nobody.
could be a good thing. If all our guys are healthy, Dart, and running
Shut
back
up.
and neighbors, we'll be all right next year.
Sure. Okay.
We sound like you. Every year you're going to make it to the Super Bowl. At
First
least.
of all,
Every year.
my team is 6-5 and 1, sir. All right.
What does that mean?
My team beat the last two teams that was in the Super Bowl, sir. Okay.
Oh, my
so
goodness.
if you do math, that means that we going to the Super Bowl this year.
Help, Mimi. Help.
I'm coming, Envy. Good morning, y'all. How y'all doing this morning?
Good.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, so we start this morning at the Pentagon, where the fallout from that deadly boat strike in the Caribbean, it is still escalating. And we told you about this yesterday. The U.S., they carried out 2 strikes on a suspected drug smuggling boat. And on the second one, that strike, it killed survivors who had already been thrown into the water after that first blast. And today, the White House, though, they are shifting blame. Over the weekend, the Washington Post, they reported that Secretary Pete Hegseth, he allegedly told an elite unit to kill everyone on that boat, a claim that's already sparked calls for an investigation. But now the administration says the key decision did not come from Hegseth at all. They say it came from Admiral Frank Bradley. He is the head of Special Operations Command. He was in charge of the mission. And during a press briefing yesterday, Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, she is defending Hegseth, and she put the responsibility squarely on Bradley. Let's listen to that exchange.
On September 2nd, Secretary Hegseth authorized Admiral Bradley to conduct these kinetic strikes. Admiral Bradley worked well within his authority and the law, directing the engagement to ensure the boat was destroyed and the threat to the United States of America was eliminated.
To clarify, Admiral Bradley was the one who gave that order for a second strike.
And he was
Okay.
well within his authority to do so.
Was the initial order from Secretary Hegseth, everyone be killed, and did that come from President Trump?
I saw that quoted in a Washington Post story. I would reject that the Secretary of War ever said that. However, the president has made it quite clear that if narco-terrorists, again, are trafficking illegal drugs towards the United States, he has the authority to kill them. And that's what this administration is doing.
Damn. I'm so confused by all of this. I mean, I'm all for keeping drugs and, drug dealers out of the country, but what happened to due process? Not to mention, where's the proof that there's actually drugs on this boat?
Exactly.
I was just going to say, that doesn't that seem like a little bit of too much force for drugs?
Yeah, just kill them.
Yeah, that seems like, and these missiles, what, $250,000 a missile? You sending a $250,000 missile on the boat? That just seems like a lot. That seems like overshooting, in my opinion, but I don't know. Who am I?
Well, to your point, Republican Senator Rand Paul, he is also weighing in, calling the strikes deeply troubling and saying that American people, they deserve full transparency. Let's listen to what he had to say about this.
When you kill someone, you should know if you're not at war, not in a declared war, you really need to know someone's name at least. You have to accuse them of something. You have to present evidence. So all of these people have been blown up without us knowing their name, without any evidence of a crime. And for decades, if not centuries, when you stop people at sea in international waters or in your own waters, you announce that you're going to board the ship and you're looking for contraband, smuggling, or drugs. The other thing about these speedboats is they're 2,000 miles away from us. If they have drugs, they're probably peddling drugs to one of the islands, Trinidad or Tobago, off of Venezuela. The idea that they're coming here is like, it's a huge assumption.
Yeah, that sounds crazy.
That's all I'm saying, though. We just need some transparency. Let's make sure you unaliving the right individuals. If then, by the way, you shouldn't be unaliving them. Like, it should be some due process.
Yes, yes, not for. I don't think not for drugs. Like you said, you could pull a boat over, you can go in there, you could confiscate the drugs, you can put them in jail. But you're shooting missiles at.
Because it's a slippery slope, right? Because if that's the mindset, now, how do you know that mindset won't start to be implemented here in America? You just start unaliving drug dealers.
Exactly. Well, the Pentagon, they aren't offering any new details on this, but pressure is growing. Members of Congress, they are pushing for a full investigation, saying this incident, it is raising serious and legal and ethical questions about how the administration is carrying out its expanded campaign against alleged drug traffickers at sea. So I'm sure this is not going away anytime soon. So we will continue to follow that. And coming up at 7, a major change to the way that you will be traveling. It's going to cost you more money. We'll tell you what you need to bring to the airport so that you can avoid a new fee.
I don't mind that, though, but we'll talk about it next time.
All right.
Okay.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get back in some front page news. Sports last night, the Giants pretty much didn't play. Let's leave it at that. What's up, Mimi?
Listen, hold up. Did you see when the dude went to go kick the field goal and he kicked his foot into the ground?
I've never seen that before
Damn.
ever in football. How
That
about
was
that?
crazy.
How about that? I've never seen that ever before. They were. I mean, I felt so bad for Dart, our quarterback. I mean, they were popping him left and right, man. Jesus Christ.
Pause. God
Right.
damn.
Right. Jesus.
All right. What's up, Mimi?
All right, Envy. Good morning, Envy, Jess, Charlamagne. How y'all doing this
Peace,
morning?
Mimi.
Hey, girl.
Good morning. All right, so we start this hour in Tennessee where it is election day, a special congressional race that should have been an easy Republican win, but it has suddenly become competitive. Now, voters are choosing who will fill the House seat in Tennessee's 7th district that was left open after longtime GOP Congressman Mark Green resigned this summer for a private sector job. Now, Tennessee's 7th district, it is a deep red district. Republicans have controlled it for more than 40 years, and President Trump, he won it by more than 20 points. But today's race between Republican Matt Van Epps and Democrat Afton Bain is razor thin. A new poll shows Van Epps is up by just 2 points, which is well within the margin of error. Now, House Speaker Mike Johnson, he flew in yesterday to headline a rally for Van Epps. During that event, Johnson, he called President Trump, who jumped on speakerphone to fire up his supporters and push them toward the polls. Let's listen to what he told them.
Just want to thank everybody. I love Tennessee, one of my all-time favorite places. But if you can go Matt Van Epps, he's a winner. He's going to be great. Don't let this stuff fool you. The Democrats are spending a fortune. And we don't want people that want to raise your taxes. She wants to raise your taxes on top of everything else. But she said 2 things above all else that bothered me. Number 1, she hates Christianity. Number 2, she hates country music. How the hell can you elect a person like that?
Well, meanwhile, Democrat Afton Bain, she is pushing back against Republican attacks. She said Trump and others are pointing to a 2020 podcast clip where she joked about hating Nashville country music and about past comments she made about police funding. She says those clips are being taken out of context and being used to distract from the real issues. Let's listen to what she had to say.
During the George Floyd moment, when the entire country was demanding accountability and safer policing, and what I've always believed is that communities need investment. They need investment to be safe. They need investment in mental health responders, first responders, and youth programs to reduce that crime. And, you know, I was a private citizen back then, and now I'm a lawmaker. Like I said, I represent 60,000 voters with diverse political opinions. But what I hear from families across the 7th district is that they want safe neighborhoods and they want to lower the cost of living. And that's where my priorities are.
Yeah, I don't care what kind of music you like. You know what I'm saying? Especially at a time like this. I care about what your policies are about. If you're voting for someone because of what kind of music they like, you probably shouldn't be voting. That's a waste of a vote.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And this is a lesser known race, but a very important race. So early voting is showing that it's leaning toward Bain, but Republicans, they say that election day turnout could swing it back to Van Epps. So if you are in Tennessee, polls close at 7 p.m. And turnout will definitely decide this one. And we will continue to watch what happens in the special election.
Mimi, do you think Trump endorsements help or hurt at a time like this? Like,
I think right now they hurt more than anything. This is a Republican district that has won Republican everything for the past 40 years. And all of a sudden there's this margin, like really marginally thin, razor thin difference between the two candidates, 2 points. It's not looking good for them. And Democrats are saying even if they come in and they win by single digits, it's still a win for them because they're so close. The margin is so close. So I think he should sit this one out and see what happens. But we'll see what happens. We'll continue to watch. And all right, let's shift from the polls to the airports because there's a major travel change that's coming that's going to hit your wallet. So flying without a real ID, it is about to cost you starting February 2026. That's just a couple of months away. The TSA says any traveler who shows up to the airport without a real ID or another approved document like a passport will now have to pay $45 just to get through security. Up until now, there hasn't been any real penalty for not having a real ID. TSA will usually put you through a few extra identity checks before eventually clearing you to fly. But the agency says too many travelers have been relying on that option, and it's become too slow and too expensive to keep offering it for free. So that workaround is going away. They are launching a new system called TSA Confirm.ID. And that's the backup identity check that's going to cost you about $45, and that will last about 10 days worth of travel. TSA says you'll eventually be able to pay for that online before you get to the airport. They haven't said exactly what that screening will look like or what documents travelers will need, but they also are warning that process could look different from airport to airport.
Yeah, I don't mind that because I'm tired of traveling with my passport. Like, it just doesn't feel right, traveling through America with your passport. It messes up your mind. It makes you think, you're going somewhere, and then you just end up in Atlanta.
Yeah, I don't understand why you haven't got your real ID yet. It only takes a second just to schedule an appointment, go get your real ID.
Because when I was supposed to go, I didn't have time to go. But you know what I want, though? If you don't have your real ID, you can take your little, you see the little passport card? That's like a license?
Yeah, that's what I have.
You can use that.
I don't travel with the book. You get the passport
You can
card.
use that.
Yeah,
okay.
you can use that.
That's what I use. But yeah, just like what Charlamagne said, like I just never had time to go, and then I don't want to sit in the DMV in Baltimore. I don't want to go there.
Jess, that's you.
Nah, but it's real easy.
Yeah.
You set an appointment and there's nobody there. You just walk in and you probably wait. I think it took me maybe 15 minutes.
It's
the most.
always somebody there, Envy. You probably got a back office you go in through, but it's always people there, yo. Always.
And you got to remember, you got to bring up a bunch of documents, right?
Yep.
Like birth certificate, social security card, something that you need with you. And that's what happened to me. I forgot something, and I just never went back.
Yeah.
But ain't that's annoying, too, because you already in the system.
Yeah.
I got everything.
It's like, y'all don't know me no more.
Exactly.
Damn.
Exactly. So, Real ID, that's going to kick in February of 2026. So just keep that in mind unless you want to pay $45. Continue to bring your passport. All right, well, today is also Giving Tuesday. It's the Global Day of Generosity that started back in 2012 as a simple hashtag. It always falls on the Tuesday after Thanksgiving, and over the years, it's grown into one of the biggest fundraising days for nonprofits across the country. And this year, it matters more than ever because so many families are struggling right now. Food prices are still high. Millions are underemployed or unemployed. Nonprofits say the demand is rising as many organizations are seeing cuts by government grants. And there's also, they say, a shift in how people are giving. Some people are feeling more comfortable giving directly. So those Cash App, those Venmos, those GoFundMes, sending money straight to people in need. Others are sticking with the nonprofits, the food banks, the community groups, the local charities. There is no wrong answer. Generosity looks different to everyone. But just a warning, if you are giving today, make sure you vet who you are sending it to, check websites, read reviews, look for transparency. Of course, we just said people need help today. And so making sure that where you're giving is exactly where it's going to. Last year, Giving Tuesday, donations reached $3.6 billion in a single day. So
that's dope.
Proof, that tough times, people can still show up. So
that's right.
And that, go ahead.
I was going to say, go out there and sow a seed, man. Go to your local food bank, go to your local pantry, go to your local community organization that does that type of work in the community, especially in regards to making sure people eat. Man, give them $1. Like, everything counts. Like, every single thing counts. I don't care if it jingles or if it folds, man. Just, find one of these different organizations to sow a seed with. That's why we have the Food Bank of NYC coming in next hour to talk about how you can help what it is that they're doing.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Very important. All right, well, that's your front page news. I'm Mimi Brown. Follow me at Mimi Brown TV. For more stories, follow the Black Information Network. Download the free iHeartRadio app or visit BINnews.com.
Thank you, Mimi.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Peace, Mimi.
Hold up. Every day I wake up, wake your ass up.
The Breakfast Club.
Y'all finished or y'all done?